Round one. We have the choice playing first. It's a lot of top end. Summoner looks good though. 18 lands. We're on the play, which means we have 2 turns to draw land. 6 and 7 drops kind of awkward, but the summoner's good. These are kind of dead cards, sort of. Well, if I get a 3rd land, I automatically get the 4th with the summoner. It's a tough one. I think I'm going to keep. It's a bit risky. If I draw planes, though, I'm already in isolation zone territory, which seems good for emergency. We'll see. This hand could get really bad. We are running 18 lands, though, which is a good amount. Okay, opponent mulls 6 and then keeps. Let's see what we're up against. Blue-black. There we go. Perfect draw, actually. Now we can play Isolation Zone at the cost of a Summoner token. And we have quite a few 3-drops in the deck, so could work out. No 2-drop. Nice. Alright. We are in the market for a green source, but if we get it, we're looking good. Cultivator Drone. It's a good card. We're not going to zone it, though. I'd rather play whatever he's, or kill whatever he's ramping into, I think. Green, please. All right. Take a McKinley Patrol. And then we'll pass. I guess I could have waited on that until Workhauler, but not necessary. Cryptic Cruiser. All right. Not overly concerned about that. All right, so we are at 5 mana. So we're just a mana away from Felidar Sovereign at this point. So let's just continue to chill out here. Deep Fathom Skulker. All right. I think we found our isolation zone target. Could play the Sovereign. Not in a huge rush, though, especially since he can make something unblockable. No, we can grind it out. Let's go Isolation Zone. We have more cards in hand, so let's just take care of the Skulker, not even worry about counter spells or anything like that. Skulker is pretty good. Blue-black doesn't have a ton of ways to deal with enchantments. I'm trying to think of the bounce effects that can actually deal with it, and not a ton of them are coming to mind. If we rip the green mana now, we get to... Hey, nothing exiled? I dig it. I dig it. If he attacks with the cruiser, we'll take it. Because he's got 1 mana. It could be that unnatural whatever spell, so we'll take this. So if we draw the land, we get to play Sovereign without sacking the Scion. Otherwise, we'll just play it. Isolation Zone number 2. All right. Well, we're going to play Sovereign now. Alright. He did have Spell Shrivel mana up, but we're just going to hang out. How many double green spells do we have? 3 in our deck? All 3 in our hand. Bit awkward. No attacks. Alright. More white. So if I attack, he can double block. I think he does have unnatural endurance. I think we just hang out. I've got more goodies in hand, and we're just a mana away from Cavalry, so I don't want to play Isolation Zone on a 3/3. He can't get any value off Cryptic Cruiser. I can deal with like Rune Processor and stuff like that. There's our green, so can set up for the Gladeheart Cavalry. I don't see why not. We can go Seed Guardian to Cavalry into Warcaller. Let's do that. I am just not in a big rush here. I think we can probably grind our opponent out. Oh. Well, now he's going to get to Cryptic Cruiser, but I still think, I guess I'd rather him counter that than Gladeheart Cavalry or Warcaller, probably. Let's see if he uses Cruiser. I think his last card's probably Unnatural Endurance. But we'll see if he uses it. No, he didn't. I think his last card's Unnatural Endurance. That attack would have made sense if he had that. And that just is like the go-to combat trick here. Warden's no biggie. Alright. Guess I don't need to keep playing lands in case he's got something that's a discard effect, so let's just play Cavalry. Alright, I'm in shock right now that my opponent attacked with a Cryptic Cruiser into a McKinney Patrol Scion Summoner. Did not have a combat trick, so opponent successfully bluffed with 2 counterspells. Pretty amazing that my opponent was willing to lose Cryptic Cruiser for a McKinney Patrol, but he was, and I guess I didn't jump at that opportunity, so successful bluff, sir. Congratulations. So, are we ready to use ice? Ooh, that's a pretty good one. So, let's see here. We've got 8 mana. I can go Chitinous Cloak, Quip. He has to triple block. Let's say he triple blocks it. What would he triple block it with? It would have 8 toughness, which means he'd have to block it with just these 3, and I could only kill 2. Just still a pretty good deal for him. Guess I can go Chitinous Cloak, Equip, and then next turn I can Warcaller, and if I draw a land, I can actually Isolation Zone too, which is pretty good. So let's go Cloak here. Still not quite ready to attack though, so I'm going to wait one more turn. Oh, I'm actually pretty happy he used that since I wasn't ready to attack anyway. All right. So I guess he can get in for a lot of damage here. And he can still tap down my Sovereign. Might have to use Isolation Zone. Sky Spawner too. All right, I'm in a bit of trouble. So he can get in for a lot. It's going all in. Maybe I'm dead next turn. Actually, not sure on that yet. Guess we'll find out. So I guess we killed a Vigilance man. And then I'm going to have to kill Negator. Let's see. If I... 3, 6, 8. I could take 10. Get rid of Negator. Like I could just block here, but... If I block here, 3, 6, 8. I go to 9. I get rid of Negator with Isolation Zone. And then he can get in with Sky Spawner. He can tap that. I have to play Warcaller. No, I can't even do that. Now I'm in a pretty rough spot. I get rid of this. I get rid of that. He's left with 5 guys. I'd be left with 1 blocker. Do I have to chump here? I can't. For some reason, I can't wrap my brain around this. I have to take 8. I go to 9. Take 8, I go to 9. Let's say I double block. I lose this. I take 10. Then I would go to 7. Can I afford to go to 7? He'd have 5 attackers that have 1 blocker. I don't think I could. Guarantee take this. That's 2. Block here. Take 3, 5, 7. That's lethal. I think I got a chump. Which is pretty bad, actually. Yeah, I'm not really going out on a limb saying that. That's real bad. That is real bad. All right. I'm in a lot of trouble. I need a land here. All right. So I can play Isolation Zone plus Warcaller. Which, still unsure whether that keeps me alive or not. It's just, we have to play Warcaller anyway, so let's just jam that. I mean, I guess at least McKinley Patrol gets Vigilance. So we got to survive for a turn. The question is, can we survive? Attack with Patrol. Doubt he blocks. Even if he does, it's I kill a bunch of things, which is better for me anyway. So I have 2 blockers. Isolation zone. Take out Negator. I think I'm still probably dead. Even taking out Negator, I think I'm still probably dead. Maybe not. 2, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm not dead. All right. Not dead. Oh, that's scary. So can't block here. Can I block? What happens if I block? Do I have to block these two? 2, 4, 6. No, I can block like this and then chump, right? And then I take 2, 4, 7. Yeah, I guess that's the plan. He needs to not be able to exile any more cards. Alright. Feladar's got to do some work for us here. Please don't have sweep away. Please. Alright. Let's sheer drop the... We're going to take out the Cryptic Cruiser. And yeah, I understand I could have attacked, but Cryptic Cruiser seems like the right creature to take. Wow. All right. Double Void Shatter negate. It's pretty good against our deck, considering how much top end we have. I mean, he can only get in with Sky Spawner, which I guess is good news. But he's got good blocks against Feldar Sovereign, which is worrisome. Oof. Yeah, we got to get in there. It's pretty good. Guess we'll take out the 3/3s. Gain some more life. Wouldn't mind drawing some allies. Any creature would do, actually. Like that one, for example. For example, that one. Probably takes it. What if he has another counterspell? That'd be scary. Oh, alright. Well, guess we'll kill a couple things. Actually, we want the Vigilance guy. I mean, gotta go for the race here. Guess I could have just held on to those lands. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm just thinking if I draw a spell that I want to hold up in case he's got a discard effect. Walker of the Waste. Well, it doesn't kill us. Hedron Crawler. Well, something to equip, I guess. All right. Chitinous Cloak. Getting there. So our opponent's not an aggro deck. In fact, he's a counterspelly deck, which is, like I said, it's pretty good against us. I mean, we are a little bit slow. Plummet, not so good against a 2-1. Vines of the Recluse, on the other hand, pretty good. What does Searing Light take care of? Takes care of Warden of Geometries. Yeah, I think actually Searing Light looks really good here. Takes care of his 2-1 flyer. I'd be much more willing to pay 1 mana for that. Although Vines of the Recluse does that too. But still, it also takes care of Warden of Geometries. So it takes care of his like 3 and 4 drops for 1 mana, which is absolutely worth it. No enchantments that we saw. Elemental Uprising actually seems decent against his Rampers, but if they're not, he can just use them in response and then he doesn't have to block. What are we cutting? I don't know. Chitinous Cloak played pretty good for us there on a Felidar Sovereign. Would not have won the game without that. What do we cut? Raptor still seems okay. Maybe it is the Raptor getting cut. It does fly, but it's a lot of mana for not a lot of body. Oath of Gideon is basically just good for support and to Drew Warcaller, which isn't insane. It's good with Chitinous Cloak, but it's something to do early, which I like. I guess we'll cut a Raptor. It just seems like an easy cut. Kind of want to keep my ally count as high as possible for the Warcaller. All right. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. Get to go potentially Lifespring Druid and a Path Warden, which is pretty nice. Or Sheer Drop, I guess, if we need it. 2-drop of Mist Intruder. All right. Did we see Processing? Yeah, we saw Cryptic Cruiser. We saw Mindraker. I might still be willing to take a Mist Intruder beating for a little while, though. Processor plans are not as good as they used to be. And I want to play a Path Warden. Cultivator Drone. All right. Searing Light. Well, would have been pretty good. Seed Guardian's pretty good too, though. All right. So I could technically Sheer Drop. I'm going to Lifespring Druid here, though. I want more access to mana. Kind of want my opponent to tap out this turn so I can either play Path Warden or Seed Guardian. A lot of people forget Seed Guardian's got reach, too. Especially early in the format. Dampening Pulse. All right. A bit annoying, but our deck is certainly not weak to that. I could kill Cultivator Drone. That might actually be worth it. Chitinous Cloak. All right. Well, let's play the Path Warden. Makes better use of the mana while he's tapped out. And 4/4 Vigilance Trample is still pretty useful. So I could have played the Seed Guardian, but I like making better use of the mana. And Path Warden's a big threat. Using Isolation Zone on something more threatening. I can also Awaken next turn, Sheer Drop. Then maybe it's worth it to do it on the Intruder. We'll see. Skyline Cascade. All right, well, I guess we're back on Isolation Zone or Seed Guardian plan. More likely Seed Guardian. Cryptic Cruiser. All right. Probably want to Isolation Zone. I think I'm just going to swing, though, and play Seed Guardian, probably. Like I can't Sheer Drop full value yet. Call to Scions, yeah. It's decent. We're just going to get in with Path Warden and see if he double blocks. I wouldn't mind trading a Cruiser for a Path Warden anyway. It's fine when he's got all this gross stuff going on. All right, so now we'll Seed Guardian while he's tapped out. And see how aggressive he wants to get with that Cryptic Cruiser, because then we can Sheer Drop. Once this untaps, then I can even attack too. Like I said, a lot of people forget Seed Guardian's got reach, so we'll see if he taps on his turn. Oracle of Dust. All right. Oh, he forgot. Makes sense. It doesn't look like it has reach, does it? I was watching LSV on stream yesterday, and the same thing happened to his opponent. They really did not make this card look like it's got reach. Second Isolation Zone is Dampening Pulse. Doesn't do as much as I'd like. I mean, it's okay. I'd probably rather just Isolation Zone a Oracle of Dust, though. Probably. I mean, I have 3 of them, so I guess sky is the limit. He looks like Kudzu. I think Marshall said that too. It's an old Magic card. But maybe, I guess he's just really big. Is that why he's got reach? I don't get it. He shoots seeds out? Is that what it is? He like spits seeds? I don't get it. What I need to decide. I need to pull the trigger on Isolation Zone here. So I do Isolation Zone on Dampening Pulse. My guys get bigger, but well, it's pretty nice too. Huh. I can also set up with, yeah. Darn tree people in their unassuming looks. He's tapped out. This seems like too good of an opportunity to pass up on the Feldar Sovereign. We forego an attack, but I think now I can Isolation Zone, Dampening Pulse, and be better, probably. It still might be in my best interest to just hit that Oracle of Dust, though, probably. Getting rid of the 5 toughness dude still lets me swing him with the 4/4 and the 3/6. So I do have 3. He can tap things. But he can't tap things forever. It just felt like resolving a Felidar Sovereign when you know your opponent's got double Void Shatter in deck seems like a wise idea, even when your opponent's got Cryptic Cruiser with value. I don't really want to play into a counterspell either. We can just go Call the Scions. They're not so impressive with Dampening Pulse out. I think we're just going to chill out. Oh. Really? Well, now I'm a little more tempted to... Well, he has Negate mana. Oh, he also has... No, he doesn't have Void Shatter mana, though. Alright. I guess we'll make him have the Negate. We'll try an Isolation Zone here. Alright, didn't have the Negate. So I get rid of Dampening Pulse. This brings this up to 5, this up to 4. But then this still can't get past the Oracle of Dust. Guess we just dump the Oracle of Dust. I'm not in love with it, but Dampening Pulse seems less good if he still has the 3/5 that can get him value. Like, he can use it here too. I don't know. It just seems worth it. He's not using it though, so he's more interested in keeping stuff tapped at the moment. I don't know. That was a tough choice. I feel like the 3/5 body with ability he can use is more relevant than the Dampening Pulse on this board. Dampening Pulse still pretty good for him though. But I mean, he can't really do anything about Felidar Sovereign besides tap it. I still can get in with Pathfinder, or Path Warden rather. I'm just like a... Let's see what he does. You're going to hit the Path Warden 2, or you're going to let me swing for 4? All right. Take out the cruiser. Fair trade. Yeah, I guess we're chilling. Chilling like villains now. No more Chitinous Cloak to be had though, right? Yeah. I don't have any way to bring it back either. Walker of the Wastes. Well, guess I can sheer drop that. At some point. Not immediately. Alright. We're going to just hold the planes in case he's got... We can play everything in our deck at this point. Can't really attack, though. So if he attacks into Felidar Sovereign at some point, I think we're just going to take it so I can sheer drop in case. But... Alright, he doesn't have any counter spells. I guess that's good news. It's a lot of Warden of Geometries. My opponent is very good at math. Alright. Well, Stale El Mato. Ooh. Oh. Oh. You don't say. Is it to the battlefield too? It's so ridiculous. It's such an unfair card. So let's equip here. And yeah, I understand he can kill it, but remember this little card called Myria Shepherd? It's not exactly fair. Yeah, I'll kill this guy. We're going to do a pre-combat just in case of shenanigans. What a filthy, filthy, filthy card. Alright. Feldar Sovereign comes back. We go cloak on Miss Amiria. There she is, Miss Amiria. Okay, opponent has had enough. And I, once again, have that weird glitch where I can't communicate with my opponent. He probably said good game, so now I look like a jerk. Ugh. Alright, well, that was ridiculous, right? Myria Shepherd turns out pretty good. Alright, Chitinous Cloak. Pretty good so far for these grindy matchups. Certainly won us game 1 and didn't necessarily win us game 2, but was huge in game 2 as well. So, alright, I think it was that. This game is a little more Shepherd. Alright, we'll see you in round 2.